But I do want to ask about another because I wrote this down just so I wouldn't forget while we were chatting. A guy who
Yes.
has a reputation similar to Austin Aries, but I'm not sure how much you really interacted with him. Low key, because he's a guy who talk about we talked about Amazing Red last time in the SAT and how influential they were and how incredible they are. And I'd love to talk to them sometime in the future too, because I feel like they don't talk about their stories really. And they're
Yeah,
two.
which is
Oh, I'd love to talk to them. There's a bunch of guys I hope I get to, but Loki, he has a quite the reputation. But man, what a
yes.
wrestler!
And the thing is, the reputation precedes him. Uh, so he's got an intimidation factor about him before you ever meet him. Uh, Especially in that era too. Like Loki and Joe were the two guys that like you just don't ever cross them. They will for shoot murder you and not think twice about it. Uh Loki was always super cool to me. Like I just this like, and I think it's because he knew like, hey, I'm not like I was never a threat to Loki, right? Like I was never gonna do what Loki could do because nobody could be Loki.
Yeah,
I mean, he just
you're not
talk
wrong.
about just a phenomenal performer. Like I was, I'm such a fan of the stuff that he did. And
No one, even today, nobody's really been able to.
no, I wish he was able to have the platform to be the low key of 0203 that would be afforded to him today.
Oh, it'd be
Right? I just think, I mean, like, because for all the greatness that was the SATs and Red, which we discussed, they were awesome. They were groundbreaking performers that like every time they were just can't miss TV. Low key was the other side of that, right? So like low key was the perfect dance partner for those guys
mm,
because they could do all this stuff, and then low key would throw this kick that you would think for sure would murder a man.
yeah.
Uh I remember it was during the tag title run with Mamaluke. And I know I told the story on here where I did the 180 springboard.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a Rana. It ended up being a kick. So I started using that regularly as a finish. Well, we were in the ring before a show. I want to say it was in Buffalo, and Key was in the ring, and he was doing a kick similar to it. He wasn't doing the 180 springboard, but he was doing it like almost like the Mark Miro salt,
All right.
where he would hop up and then do the kick. And I saw it and I was like, do I tell Loki not to do this kick because it's similar to mine? And so I'm having this internal debate because, like, man, he's going to for shoot murder me, and then I'm never going to kick anybody again. And that's just how it's going to be. But the more I thought about it, the more I was just like, man, I don't really have much. I kind of need to protect my stuff, especially since I do it as a finish. So I pulled him aside and I was like, hey, man, I don't know how to say this, but my finish is a very similar kick to the one you were just doing, and you know, if you don't mind, like I'd kind of like to protect it. And he like there was a silence where I thought for sure, oh, he's contemplating how he's going to kill me,
Yeah.
not whether or not it's going to happen. That's a foregone conclusion. What body part is he going to rip off first? Uh and then he goes, thank you for telling me that. Like, I don't want to be the one taking other people's stuff. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, I can breathe.
Of
But
course, the voice was a
like,
lot deeper.
oh yeah, no, I couldn't do a good low key voice if I had a Darth Vader mask on. I mean, just uh, but yeah, I mean, and then like after that, he was always super cool to me, and I think there were so many people that were just so intimidated by him because of what he presented himself as that they were afraid to talk to him. So when you come to him and just speak to him like a human being, he was very receptive to it.
Mm,
Uh, Plus, I mean, what would he need a springboard kick for? That dude was awesome.
Could do anything.
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah.